again. Start with Chris.
Coach, can you talk about how the young tackles played in their first starts?
Yeah, they played good, especially Ryan Hayes. He was our offensive player of the game. He graded out right there with Ben Bredesen and Caesar and Michael Wainu, which I thought was really impressive. Ben was a little higher, but considering it was Ryan's first start, first game, seeing him and the effort that he gave, and had some really fine blocks. Was good with his hands and sets, etc. I thought Jalen was also good.
Over here on the right, Steve.
Jim, Sean McEwen has given you steady increases in what he does for you throughout his career. Talk about what you like most about him and where he's maybe made the biggest strides this year.
Just improvement in the areas that a tight end needs to improve at, in terms of run blocking and catching the ball. Thought he did a real good job on the one, caught in traffic. Took the hit from both sides and then got the ball into the end zone. The other one would have been a difficult catch, but I think that as he keeps progressing, you'll see him make those more times than not. Very good in his leadership, his work ethic, all that's been really good. I mean, he's another guy that would have been consideration for most outstanding offensive player of this game.
Aria.
Jim, there's a lot of new players on the defense this year that lost a lot. So what did you kind of see from the defense on Saturday, and especially with so many new people?
Well, the secondary start there, thought it was really good. A lot of familiar players there. Both Metellus, Brad Hawkins, did an excellent job in the game. So did Jamaric Woods at the safety position. The corners, LeVert, played really well. Missed the one can of corn. Ambry Thomas. Everybody was just thrilled for Ambry. Everybody on the team thought that was just a wonderful thing. Wonderful. Spent a lot of time in the hospital this summer, but to go out and get the interception, get the fumble recovery, make the tackles, and TFL, all the things that he did in the game was really just inspiring for the ball club.
There was a couple of kind of messy moments defensively, the missed tackles at their first touchdown, LeVert's missed interception. So is there anything you're kind of hoping to clean up for next time?
Yeah. Also, to answer your first question, Aiden Hutchinson, thought he was really good as well in the game. Doesn't seem like it was his first start, but it might have been his first start. Played a lot as a true freshman, but I think it was his first start. Quiddy Pay was also good. Carlo Kemp, as we have been seeing, played really good football. Jordan Glasgow was a standout in the game. Defensively, he's been a special team standout all along, but he probably would have been runner-up for defensive player of the game. Aiden considered as well. Thought Josh Ross played extremely well. So overall, as a defense, thought we played good football.
On the left, Orion.
Do you have an update on the guys who are out? Donovan Jeter, John Runyon, Dominic Jones?
All three have a chance to play this week.
And then Michael going forward as well?
We'll see. Haven't seen Michael yet today.
In the back left there, Casey.
Jim, have you decided on a kicker yet? I know we saw both of them in the game, but where's the progress on that?
All through training camp, the kickers were practically dead even. They were one kick apart, one made field goal apart, and with the same amount of attempts, over 50 attempts. So we decided they were dead even, and the plan was this past game, and I think it'll be going forward this week as well, depending on practice. But the plan was the kicker that was one kick ahead was Jake Moody, so he he would kick the first field goal, and then we would rotate every field goal between the two kickers, Jake, then Quinn, Jake, then Quinn, so each one knew if it was a drive, who would be making the kick or the extra point. Threw one little caveat in there that if it was the field goal kicker's turn to kick the field goal on that particular drive, he'd also kick the extra point. But if we had 3 extra points in a row, that would constitute a field goal, and then the other kicker would be his turn. So I know that sounds kind of confusing, but it actually cleared it up, so we knew exactly what kicker would be kicking on each drive, so we wouldn't have 2 kickers running out there or 2 kickers warming up on the net. And I would imagine that would, I think we'll do the same thing this week.
Okay, all right, thanks, Jim.
It was nice to see the guys effective, knowing when they were gonna kick, and they all made their kicks.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
On the right here, Ethan.
Jim, what kind of an adjustment was it for you to be on the sideline and not be calling plays?
It was still the same focus on knowing what play was being run and considering the situations. You know, I was into it, so it didn't feel that much different, a little different, but not that much.
And for Josh, obviously his first time doing that, and how would you assess the progress he has to make there and kind of what you saw from him in that aspect?
I thought it was really good. I thought, I mean, practically flawless. Was decisive in the play calling, and thought it was really good, clear, clean. He had a clear, clean, concise game. I was impressed.
Back, Andrew.
Coach, what value does a good long snapper like Cameron Cheeseman bring to a team? What can you tell me about him as a player and person?
Cam had a perfect game this past game. We awarded him the Special Teams Player of the Week. And he's just consistently good. He's also the bigger body, which you like in the pro punt formations and for field goal. So he was perfect in protection and in accuracy, and snapping back there good and firm. Value of that is high. As a guy, great guy. Great guy. We all love Cam Cheeseman.
In the middle here, Austin.
Jim, what was your evaluation of the quarterbacks when you look back at it, both individually and the plays that they were out there together?
That was good. They both did really well. Shea was able to make some big plays that get some big chunk yardage throws. You know, the ball handling's being addressed, ball security, et cetera. Same with Dylan. Great to see him get in there and make big plays as well. And both really ran the offense very efficiently. So did Joe when Joe was in. So it was nice to see all 3 quarterbacks get that work, and they had been really, they were accurate and ran the ball well, ran the offense well. Shea was really good against the blitz. I mean, it's a thing that defenses will do. I mean, they'll blitz you, they'll test you, field pressure, sideline pressure with the corner blitz. They ran a multitude of blitzes, and Shea, for the most part, had a really clean game in terms of getting us in the right protections in the right place. Might have been one. Could have done better, but same with Dylan. So that was really good. Also leads me to talk about the running backs who had a perfect game in protection. The pickups, every back was 100% on their pickups, and Zach Charbonnet had 9 pickups in protection, which I don't think we've had a back get 9 pickups in a protection since we've been here, one single back. So it'd be 100%, 9 out of 9, which was, it's it's like, wow, that's really good. There was some sophisticated protections going on. I mean, there were some changes in the protection at the line of scrimmage. There were some protections changed right before the ball was snapped by the quarterback at the center, and it was just easy for him. It was, he just handled it. Not even a misstep, you know, so it's rare. That's rare. I mean, I've been around pro backs that don't understand the protections as well as the freshman back did in this game. So that was a real positive. Also, True, Christian, Ben Van Summeren had some nice pickups as well. But as a group, they were perfect in the pass protection, which is really bodes well for us.
On the right here, John.
Coach, what are you seeing leadership-wise out of the guys that were chosen as captains for this team?
Really good. I mean, they're those 5 guys that the players voted. I mean, they're the guys. You know, there's some others too that are very good leaders, but you know, to a man, Kalik Hudson, you know, is arguably the leader of the team, and Bredesen, arguably the leader of the team. Same with Carlo Kemp, same with Shea Patterson, same with Josh Metellus. You know, all 5 of those guys are really looked up to on the team. When they talk, you know, people listen, and they're followed, and they set a great example.
Who's next to Chris?
Coach, who was your defensive player of the game?
Avery Thomas.
Okay. And then can you talk about how Vincent Gray played in his first taste of action?
He played really well. He was another one that was, say, in the top 6 for defensive player of the game. Had the 4 tackles, tackle for loss, was good in coverage. Played really well.
On the right here, Ashley.
You talked about Charbonnet and those pickups. What goes into a freshman who comes in his first career college game being able to master something like that so quickly in his first game? What did you see from him since spring, I guess?
I mean, what I talked about, I mean, I got to give Jay Harbaugh credit there, the running back coach, to get it taught to all the backs. There was 5 or 6 that played in the game. So, and to all be good, and all be perfect was great. It's just that it's eye-catching with Zach Charbonnet because it just looks like it comes easy to him. It's like you know, difficult math equations that guys they just get it, you know, and so it catches your attention. As far as running the ball, I thought it was really good too. I mean, when he decides to hit a hole, you know, he hits it, he's through it, and out the other end, catches the ball really well as well. And so it's great to see. Christian Turner had some really good runs too. We talked about it after the game. The one he made on the boundary, watching it on film, that was outstanding. I mean, there's very few guys that can keep their feet and not go out of bounds in that type of situation with that much momentum going sideways, and then to make the right turn and go up the boundary and get the first down, and the extra effort run was really good as well. And the backs were all perfect too in the ball security, no fumbles or errors, no going the wrong way. It was a really good group in this game.
Isaiah?
What was your assessment of Giles Jackson in his first game as a returner?
Really good. The thing I talked to him about was just squeeze the ball, squeeze it, ball security conscious the whole way, and he did that and more. So that was impressive. Was happy with Giles. So he's doing the kick returns and got in a little bit of receiver, and you know he'll roll a grow. more as you see him succeeding at the role that we've given him.
Back left, Brandon.
With Ryan Hayes doing such a good job, what's the thought process once John Runyon comes back?
That's a good question. That's something that we'll address. I mean, John's arguably our best lineman, if not our best, arguably our second, arguably our third, with Caesar and Ben, and then Mike as well. So we'll see, though. I mean, really impressed with Ryan. I mean, that's it's a meritocracy all the way. So, is there ability to compete at the other tackle spot? Sure. Does that open up options if he's he's come this far, he's playing this well? That bodes well for the team.
Got time for a couple more questions. We'll start over here on the right.
Jim, you talked about the O-line a couple times. What can you learn about that unit when you're missing both starting tackles?
Well, John Runway was the only starting tackle that was missing in the game. And we learned Ryan Hayes is pretty darn good. So, as we addressed in the previous question, so that's a good thing.
Back left there, Corey.
Rick Black playing pretty good this week. How do you feel with him mixing in with DPJ coming back this week with the receiver for us?
Feel good about it. Same, probably answer that question the same as the previous one about the tackles. I mean, that's a really good thing. Good problems to have, some people say. Also, good to see Cornelius Johnson get in and play, make some good catches and some tough catches. He needs to improve the assignments a little bit. Mike Sanders still as well. Had a competitive ball that would have been a great catch. We've seen him make those in practice, so I think we're going to see some good things out of him. And we had some others too. I mean, that third down drop. Those are some of the things we want to see improved. Ronnie thought like I felt after the game, I thought he got held coming out of the break, and that would have been an easier catch. But we've seen him make that catch as well, make that tough one. So they're all in all, I guess as you look at everything, offensively, defensively, special teams, there's a lot of good, a lot of positive from the game. Two questions we're asking ourselves is, when we were playing really good, and the good positive things we did, is that going to be good enough to beat the teams that we have to beat on our schedule? Which is, they're all good. And then B, the things that we need to improve on, the things that we didn't play as well, or we didn't make the play when it was a tough play to make, or those instances, is that good enough to beat the teams on our schedule? So that's what we'll be working on, going from week 1 to week 2, and looking how the teams on our schedule played. Week 1, we got to be in the sprint mode. We got to be in, make all the improvements that we can, including for this ball game. Army's their top 25 team, and I think there's 6 more after that. So, and they all played really well. Wisconsin played extremely well. Saw just about every team on there. Penn State, Iowa, Michigan State, Ohio State, Indiana, Maryland, Rutgers, Notre Dame plays tonight. So there's a mentality that we got to be at our best. We got to play at our best. We got to get to our best as fast as we can and consistently play at that best level in order to be successful this season and this week coming up.
Last question to Austin.
Yeah, Jim, just your thoughts on playing one of the service academies. There's some history with Michigan and Army, but it's been a while. And do you like playing this game, even though it's kind of an unusual preparation with the offense that they play?
You know, this is something that's been on our mind a long time. You know, we've been preparing for it, as I said before. You know, all Don's extra time, he's created time, and now it's almost every day. You know, it's going back to spring practice, not taking away from the time of preparing for the league games and the opener, but creating extra time. And now full-time this week to prepare for Army. So it's a great challenge. They're a heck of a football team, 11-2 last year, won their opener, won their bowl game by a lopsided margin, and you know, have a unique style on offense, which is very, very effective. So yeah, we're kind of you know, excited to play the game for the challenge of it, and historically, you know, they're 5-4 ahead of us, so I'd like to even that up.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.